the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news that happened during the week February 26th to March 4th, 2010. For something different, I'm starting with TV news this week because the official announcement has come down from the CW. Smallville has been renewed for a 10th season. No further details were available at this point in time, but stay tuned to the Superman homepage for more information on just who will be returning from the cast and crew for Season 10. Peter McDermott has updated our Smallville episode guide with his summary of the most recent Season 9 episode, Conspiracy, while Douglas Trumbull has written his review for this same episode, together with Neal's farewell letter. Doug rated this episode a 3.5 out of 5, and will soon be joined by our new reviewer, Julian Finn. With the show taking a few weeks off, the CW has released a trailer for the upcoming episodes of Smallville. The next new episode of the series will air in the US on Friday, April 2nd. While TV ratings for the show remain modest, Conspiracy, the most recent episode of Season 9, sat in the #1 spot as the most downloaded TV show episode on the iTunes Store this week. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing episodes of the 1950s Adventures of Superman TV series. Come check out his review of The Defeat of Superman, in which criminal scientist Maldini tricks Superman into being exposed to kryptonite. While Superman homepage staff writer Barry Fryman has reviewed the Super Friends Season 1 Volume 1 DVD collection, saying, "I know these are horrible, the animation is terrible, Wendy, Marvin and Wonder Dog are ridiculous, the raw power of Superman, Batman, Robin, Wonder Woman and Aquaman is wasted on threats by misguided scientists and aliens, but it's still charming to watch." Come by the site now to read Barry's complete review. The Superman movie rumour train keeps chugging along. The latest from IESB.net is that the reason Chris Nolan is supposedly acting in a Godfather role for the next Superman movie is because his younger brother will be making his directorial debut on The Man of Steel. Whether this is true or not remains to be seen. Superman fan John DeSantis wrote up a report for the Superman homepage on Ilya Salkind's appearance in New York City this past week at Mike Carbo's New York comic book marketplace. One of the most interesting stories he told was how Steven Spielberg's agent rang them lobbying to direct Superman the movie, but by the time they got back to him, his interest had passed. Before the movie was put on an indefinite hold, Justice League Mortal was in early pre-production with director George Miller, who had hired Richard Norton as stunt coordinator fight choreographer. Richard spoke with Earth's Mightiest fan sites about his time working on the film. You can check out the entire interview at earthsmightiest.com. DC's The Source gave us our first look at the variant cover for Superman's Secret Origin #5, masterfully presented by Gary Frank. Superman's Secret Origin #5 is scheduled to hit shelves on Wednesday, March 31st. DC also made available a 6-page preview of the first issue of Superman The Last Stand of New Krypton, which will hit shelves on March 10th. It's New Krypton's worst nightmare as Brainiac attacks the planet, determined to recapture the city of Kandor. But General Zod has been waiting for this moment since Brainiac first attacked old Krypton. He has a plan to save his people, but at the cost of Earth, which doesn't really bode well with a certain Man of Steel. DC Universe The Source also gave us our first look at pages from the upcoming War of the Superman Issue 0 comic book, which will follow on from the Last Stand of New Krypton story. Visit the site to check out inked pages from penciler Eddie Barrows and inker J.P. Mayer, who are pairing up with writers James Robinson and Sterling Gates to handle the first chapter of War of the Superman, which is one of DC's free comic book day titles this year. The 42nd episode of the From Crisis to Crisis podcast is now available. Jeff and Mike examine the Superman comic books bearing the cover date of June 1989, which included Action Comics Annual #2, Superman #32, and Adventures of Superman #455. There was just one Superman comic book for us to review this week, which was Superman 697, which Neal Bailey reviewed, saying, "This is one chaotic mishmash of fan service and obscure reference," and he rated it a 1 out of 5. Superman comics shipping this week from March 3rd include Adventure Comics #8, which is available in an alternate cover, Justice League Cry for Justice #7, and Superman Brainiac trade paperback. In other news, a new line of action figures that looks to the past for inspiration is now available in Toys R Us stores and online via Amazon.com. Mattel has gone back in time for design inspiration and come up with heroes based on the look of those vintage figures for a brand new line called Retro Action DC Superheroes. There will be 3 waves of 4 figures, starting with Wave 1, which includes Superman, Sinestro, Lex Luthor, and Green Lantern Hal Jordan. Metropolis, Illinois, the city best known for its superhero connection, will be the site of a comic book and toy show on Saturday and Sunday, March 6th and 7th. The event will be held at the Riverfront Event Centre inside Harrah's Hotel in Metropolis. Jeff Trexler at Newsarama.com reports that in their fight with the Siegel family over the rights to Superman, DC Comics has replaced its existing legal team with Los Angeles super lawyer Daniel Petruccelli. Trexler speculates that Time Warner's decision to bring on such a high-profile litigator as its new outside counsel would seem to signal that the company does not expect a settlement with the Siegel family in the foreseeable future. The Superman homepage Super Trivia Quiz has been updated for another month. The 3 questions we're asking you are, according to Perry White in Superman the Movie, how much is Jimmy Olsen's weekly salary? What is the title of the 2-part episode of the Adventures of Superman TV series that was originally the Superman and the Mole Men film? And in the current world of New Krypton comics, who is Superwoman's alter ego? If you think you know the answer to these questions, come by the site now and submit your entry. Lastly, in an effort to continually improve the website, I've created a Superman Homepage 2010 survey, which is designed to get your feedback on what you like and don't like about the website. The multiple choice survey is completely anonymous and will only take a few minutes to complete, but will give us a wealth of information on how we're going and what areas we need to improve on. Come by the site now to take the survey. That's all the Superman related news there was for the week February 26th to March 4th. I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com.
Wonk is over! Actually, Wonk was over a couple of weeks ago by the time you'll be listening to this. But I have to say that as a Superman series, it's probably my favorite standalone item since, I think, Metropolis, which was the one with Jimmy Olsen and the Brainiac 13 tech, where it kind of explored Jimmy. And used some creeper stuff, and that kind of fell by the wayside in terms of its implications, I guess. But nonetheless, the idea of an enclosed series that deals with Superman as kind of a politician, with Zod as a kind of sympathetic and human figure, and exploring all the parts of Krypton that are cool and should survive their crazy Silver Agedness. Is that even a way I can say something? Anyway, but it really gave me a little bit of an insight into Superman's character that I didn't have before, and it was strong, and overall I greatly enjoyed it. And all in all, I'm enjoying New Krypton and the Brainiac storyline as I haven't enjoyed Superman comics in quite some time. I think it's doing a very good job, and I will be buying it in trade.